Good afternoon and welcome to Bitcoin Pizza Day. Yes, today is the day that many years ago someone spent $10,000 to accumulate 2 Papa John's pizzas. Those pizzas now currently worth $1.1 billion as Bitcoin hits $111,000 per coin. Absolutely monumental. We're putting in all-time highs on the infamous Bitcoin Pizza Day. It is a great time to be in the crypto markets. Bitcoin is leading the charge upwards, but another coin that is leading the charge up, which we'll get into this entire genre of coin in just a few moments, but that coin is none other than Bio Protocol, the blue chip of decentralized science, sitting down at a $161 million market cap. It is up 26% today. The charge is igniting. This is the first stage of what we've been talking about. The reason why I've been relentlessly shilling the Bio IPTs and the Bio Protocol ecosystem projects is because my expectation was that Bio would be one of the first movers in DeSci, because Binance Labs is invested into it and CZ is backing DeSci pretty aggressively. And then the money would flow through the Bio ecosystem. And as people take profits on something like a 26% move here on Bio, they will inevitably put some of that money into the higher risk plays known as the Bio IPTs. But you guys have heard of it millions of times at this point because I have said it to y'all so many times that I am losing my voice. I'm not actually losing my voice, but I'm going to take some water. Good morning, DeSci. Good morning, Wild Africa. I know, where is everyone? What the hell? What the hell? We're live Monday through Friday, 12 p.m. Eastern Standard. Just because I was chicking out of it in the Discord earlier this morning doesn't mean we're not going to do it. We're here. We're live. We're going to have a good live stream. We're going to talk about the DeSci market and give you guys an update. This is quite a beautiful uptrend, if you ask me. You look at this. We'll do rotated rectangle. We'll go straight through the middle and then down to see the rectangle. That is quite the nice uptrend here on Bio Protocol. Already up an astonishing 131% from the bottom. This is glorious. I'm hoping that this push here will bring us up to the 12-cent marker for Bio, because that will really break us out of this downtrend. In my opinion, we've already broken out of the downtrend, but I think a lot of people will have more confidence in it if we can start to actually put in those higher highs and really get above some of these major milestones here on Bio. But either way, the money's going to flow. The money's going to flow into the Bio ecosystem, and then it will flow into the Bio IPTs, which I've put together the watch list. Most of them are down here today, so believe it or not, this is probably one of the best days to get into a lot of these tokens. We have Vita RNA, Vita Fast taken off a little bit here today, but everything else is in the midst of a pretty big pullback. So genuinely, now is probably, like this week, I would say is the last week where I'm going to confidently be saying you can get into these and still have good ROIs. Once everyone starts asking, coming in the live stream, being like, which IPT is the best one that I should scoop right now? I'm going to tell them none of them. I'm just going to be completely honest with them. I'm going to tell them that none of them are likely going to be the best. The time that you get into them is before everyone starts asking that kind of a question. But it's all right, because that is simply human nature. That is psychology of the markets. Nobody wants to touch it when it looks like it could drop 20% at any moment, but that tends to be the time that you can actually get into these things and make strong returns, right? That's when you get crazy good returns, is when they are falling, not when they're pumping. That's my thesis, at least. Everyone's entitled to their own theses. Yeah, this is crazy. This is amazing. I would love to continue to be wrong on these pullbacks that I keep calling for. This is during this pump here, the last couple of days, I've been saying I think we're going to get a pullback to just under 100,000. And look what happens, the exact opposite. We actually got a very strong push up to 111,000. One thing that I want to point out to everyone is if we take that money supply the global money supply, which is currently sitting at $84.5 trillion, and we overlay it on top of Bitcoin, make the scales match up pretty nicely, right? You guys have seen the overlay, you guys have seen the money supply. If we zoom in here a good amount and take a look at what's happening, you can actually see that Bitcoin is right here on the money supply scale. So we just started breaking out for this next leg. And if we are to follow it perfectly, we should be getting a quick surge up to $125,000 per coin before we get a little bit of a pullback and some downward momentum. And then hopefully another surge up to the 150, 160,000. And this honestly is only going to take a few more days, right? It is generally speaking about 80 to 90 days behind, right? So if we do that, it should be right around the end of July. So entering end of July, entering September area, in which I think we'll see Bitcoin up at 150, 160,000. And for the most part, this is going to be a straight shot. It should be interesting. And I really hope that once Bitcoin kind of calms down here, right? When Bitcoin starts chopping right here around 120, 130,000, I'm hoping that we get dominance to fall a little bit. But in my opinion, right now, I would not expect dominance to be coming down too much or too sustainably until Bitcoin has a slowed rise, right? Who knows? Obviously, it's anyone's best guess, and dominance has just continued to truck higher and higher. It's down today, which means most of your altcoins should be doing pretty well, but I'm expecting that dominance will have a little bit of a cool off period and come down and touch this 200-day moving average after Bitcoin has made that leg and then calmed down. So around 130 to 150, I think we'll get some crazy runs in our altcoins. What's going on? Good morning, Dr. Crypto. How's it going, Beagle? What's good, MK? To Reader, welcome back from Europe. You were missed. We appreciate you coming back to the live stream. It's going to be a really short live stream today because I need to continue building. It is go time, baby. I want to get that system and I want to get the partnerships out for Bill ASAP so that we can take advantage of this rally in the markets. Because right now, Bill is chilling down here at 1.6 cents. We're holding strong up at these levels, but I want to see a quick surge. I want to see us get back up into the 10-cent area for Bill really quickly. And so I think some of these partnerships will cause that big quick spike. And so I need to get those partnerships going ASAP. And we're almost done with the build. We're almost done with that build. It's a fun one though. I think it's a really fun one. And then of course, we'll get some of the other systems in place to make everything more autonomous so that I don't have to actually DM everyone to get into the Diamond member chat. Oh. It'll go up forever. Dominance, RIP. We need exit liquidity. No. I can't in good faith, in good consciousness, I cannot say things will go up forever. But I can say that I was waiting patiently. Like I got a little bit of a bag for art, obviously, because I was telling you guys to get bags of art and everything when they were falling like this. And I wanted to get some more, I wanted to build it out much, much bigger. Like think about it, $5,000 gets you 1% of the supply right now. I know it's a big bet, but that's pretty reasonable. And so I want to buy now, but I also would like to see us fall a lot. I want to see us down here before I get in more, but I probably won't. Like I'm getting a little greedy with it. 10% falls in a day are pretty nice. We're already seeing a large pullback from that peak, 30% pullback from the peak. How many of you guys are holding on to some strong movers today? So we got encryption DNA up 197%. This is such a small market cap that it's going to be super volatile like that. We got CryoDAO up 27%. We got Bio up 26. We got Keertopia up 25. We got VitaDAO up 24. We got Dynex up 25. Let's go. Finally somebody scooped up some Dynex. Oh my God, finally. All right, guys, this is it. This is it. This is the moment of truth. This is the first time we've tested what moving average is this? Let's turn on all the moving averages. This is the first time we've tested the 50-day moving average in quite some time. So let's go. Let's hold above. Let's get above the 50-day moving average and hold it. And then we can start taking out and clearing some of these moving averages. I told y'all that when it starts moving, it's going to move pretty quickly. 0x DNX. Let's see what the size of those orders were. Small. Those are small orders. I'm not even seeing, there we go, a $5,000 order. These are all small, these are all really small orders. Those are 3 days ago. When did this big one come through? Yeah, it's more of a natural push, right? So somebody probably started talking about it. Maybe it was the rant I did yesterday after the live stream. But we got 500, so 1,200, 1,500, 1,800, 19, 2,000, 24, 28, 30, 5, 7. Damn. All right, we got almost 10 grand of buy orders come through in the last 24 hours. I guess I could have just checked the buy volume to see 11,000 in the last 24 hours. So there we go. WDynex, guys. WDynex. Thoughts on Google AI news? Absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy. They also put out a bunch of Google AI courses so that you could start to learn a little bit of the foundations behind AI and to actually use it for monetization. So that was really cool to see as well. I think that the update that they just pushed and all of the new features is insane. Insane. Let me show you one of the bookmarked things that I saved. See this? See this street interview? It's fake. This is AI. Look at the quality of that. You go down here. This is AI generated stand-up. This is nuts. AI generated Fortnite gameplay. That's a fake person. Like, holy shit. This one looks AI generated, but the other ones look real. Google just absolutely ate everyone's lunch. And you know what's crazy about it? You know what's crazy, actually? If we want to take a step back and look at it, we want to make money off of all of this, right? Google's starting to rip right now. Google right now has one of the lowest forward PEs, meaning it is the cheapest that you've gotten Google as a function of growth or expected growth in the history of Google. It has never been this cheap in the history of Google to buy it. You know how all of the models, I'm going to take a step back and just talk about it for a second, okay? You know how all of the models that we're using are called GPTs, generative pre-trained transformers, okay? GPT, Chat GPT, Image GPT, Studio GPT, whatever you want to name it, GPT. They're all GPTs, right? They all stand for the same type of model, okay? This is the same type of model that the AI or the LLM is running. And it gets pretty complicated, so I'm not going to go into it, but you know who invented the transformer model? You know who invented the transformer model? Google. Everyone's like, oh my God, ChatGPT is going to take away from Google's ad searches, and then like Google search, which means they're not going to be able to get as much money from ads on Google search. And it's like, do you know who laid the foundation for ChatGPT to exist? Google. Google has some of the most advanced models that they're working on. Google is a very, very strong superpower. Even if ad spend on Google Ads goes down a little bit, it's going to be made up for in Google being one of the main competitors. So Google, taking a bet on Google right now, as it's the cheapest that it's ever been in the history of Google as a function of expected forward growth, in my opinion, is a no-brainer, especially since it just fell. I'm off a little bit with it, but it just fell 30%. And then you're getting it on its way out of a 30% decline in price, right? 30% drops in powerhouses like Google come maybe every couple of years, you know? Every couple of years, maybe it'll drop that much. And every single time in the history of Google, it has always been a good time to buy when it dips down like that. Every time it touches the 200-week moving average, it has been a good time to scoop up some Google. So Just some food for thought. I know we're all aggressive. What's going on there? I know we're all aggressive buyers of crypto, but literally every time it's been a good time to buy. Okay. Why'd you need me to show me your hands? Oh, because is this AI Patrick? You know what's funny is I was like, how quickly can I train an image model to be Patrick on this live stream? How quickly can I train one so that I don't need to be live right now? Because like 30 minutes ago, I was like, for the love of God, I do not want to be live. But if I used an AI agent as my live stream host, a doppelganger of myself, he would technically be able to read the comments and then show you his hands. So that doesn't even confirm it. No. Noble, good time to buy. What do you think? Yeah, Noble, you're getting it much cheaper than what I got it for. Up 5% today, still under $1 million market cap. I think so. It looks like a good time to get into this thing. It's been down aggressively, down only it seems, but it finally has reversed that trend. And so if you think DeSci is going to get a bit of a pop, we finally are breaking out of that downtrend, you know? And it just back tested it. It just broke out above, back tested, and it looks like it's starting to pop off. So Noble, currently sitting just shy of $1 million in market cap, absolutely looks like it's a good time to scoop it. The same exact thing happened back here, right? It was in an aggressive downtrend, and then although you didn't even get the back test last time, it just shot straight through it. Interesting. Isn't that interesting? Hi Patrick, are you interested in VAIX? No. Not saying it can't do good, I'm just not a buyer. That's not it. Looked into vector space a long time ago. And it seemed like a good one at the time, but it was kind of just paving the way for DeSci. It was DeSci before DeSci was cool. And I'm more of someone, here's the thing, okay? Here's the thing. When I'm looking at altcoins, I'm looking at new altcoins because other people are looking at new altcoins. And so when I'm looking at something that I can throw my money into, especially this deep into the cycle, I'm not looking for legacy coins at all. In fact, if it existed last cycle, I probably don't want it this cycle. And it's not because I don't think that they'll do good. I just think that there's a better risk to reward or a better chance of it exploding in popularity if it's brand new. That is a big reason why I don't like XRP or XLM or Cardano or a lot of those others. AVAX, I think they'll do good. I think they'll give people money, but I would rather be in some of the new ones that are just emerging. Like Solana technically just completed its first cycle a couple months ago, right? Sui has yet to complete its first cycle. Say hasn't completed its first cycle yet. A lot of these smaller ones, these new ones like Grass is brand new. And I know it's different, but it's the same kind of concept. Grass is brand new. It's not gone through a cycle yet. And so I think that Grass is a clean one to make good money off of. Same thing with stuff like Kato or whatever you pronounce it as. Kato is brand new, big market cap, and I think it's a solid one to make good money off of. Let's go to the daily chart. And I have a bag of this, and I like it, and it's a good one. Same thing on the micro cap side of it, right? You go look at stuff like Protocol. This one's just like Kato, but it's only a $4 million market cap. And it has been taking off. I told you guys this is one I was going to open a position in down here. And it's up already over 100%. So these are the ones that I like, are these new micro caps that have cool narratives attached to them that I think people will rally behind. I want to look for stuff that can gain a lot of attention, right? And so the Pump Science crew, they gained a ton of attention. And I think that they're going to get that attention back as DeSci comes back to life. And so those are some of the ones I like to be in. Look at how gorgeous. Notice all of the top gainers almost are related to Bio Protocol in some way. Everything be going crazy today. Where's Noble? Sad. Sad. Hell yeah. Alright, so there you go. Noble up 8% on the day. Bullish. Did Bio have some news come out? Sport. LOL. Let's go sport. Instead of Bill posting text, he will be speaking in it. I mean, we could probably, it's just going to cost me a ton of money every single time someone wants to talk to Bill, but I could open up a voice chat with him right now. I could turn on voice. It just costs a lot more money. And now with the Google AI stuff, I could go connect him to the back end of Google and use that as a service. And I could likely, if I wanted to dedicate some time to it, I could probably put together Bill as a character that you can actually interact with on live stream and stuff. I don't know about live streaming it because I haven't looked into the live stream side, but videos and such, chat messages where he's actually sending you videos or typing out voice messages to people. That is something that I could plug him into already. It would just delay some of the other efforts and the partnerships and stuff. It would be really cool though. It would be really cool, really fun. Data Lake has a good team, but price not moving. I know. Hopefully they come back soon and start shilling what they've been working on. Let's go see if Bio had any good news come out. It's very possible that Bio, they're just at that Solana conference right now in New York. So it's very possible that they just got a bunch of whales excited about what Bio was doing, you know? They're on Solana as well. So they're at the Solana conference. They have Solana token. They're shilling DeSci aggressively at the Solana conference right now. It's very possible that just some whales got a hold of it and were like, yo, this is golden. Let's go. Let's send it. Let's buy as much as possible. I mean, the chart, again, the chart looks gorgeous. The chart is one of those charts that is rare to come across, you know? I know everyone's like, oh, but it fell so much. It's like, yeah, but it's not falling anymore. And you don't make money looking at what it did. You make money at looking at what it's going to do. And it looks like it's going to start skyrocketing. In fact, it is. So that's how you make money, is by looking at what it's about to do, not what it just did. Unrelated, Mr. President has requested your eyes on his DM to you at some point in Telegram. Yes. Okay. Thank you. I forgot about his DM. But I'm going to try and I'll get back to him. Yes. Thank you, Derek. The AI agent Colin went live on Crypto Banter. That's crazy. Hell yeah, Colin. He would be the first live animated AI agent. No, because Virtuals has those, but they don't really talk. They're not really good. You remember during the Virtuals craze, it was just some of those AI agents and they were like, and then they would just be like pre-generated script that got read after Colin. After Colin, of course. Yes. Okay, cool. There you have it. Let's look at the market though. It's good to see the market green today after all that bond crisis stuff that happened yesterday. And it's good to see TLT red today after all that bond stuff. Although it's green today. Let's go to the daily. It's up a little bit. TLT, I just posted yesterday. I posted yesterday I was going to start buying TLT more aggressively. I bought some here, I think. And then it's gone down a bit, and I want to buy a lot more down here. Everyone thought I was talking about an altcoin when I talked about buying TLT, which is funny. Very funny. But no, I'm talking about long duration bonds. Just because there was a bit of a crisis moment in the bond market yesterday. And so everyone seems to be very panicked about bonds. And so I want to get some bonds because when everyone's panicked about them, it makes sense to buy them. Also, like, why can't I invert it? Oh well. You go look at the 10-year yield. It's been skyrocketing lately, right? And so I think we all know, right? Everyone is well versed in the fact that the Fed will be cutting rates this year, right? When the Fed cuts rates, they force TLT up. Rates go down, TLT goes up. That's how they manage to control rates, is by making TLT go up. And so if you buy a bunch of TLT and then the Fed comes in and is your baggies, they're the volume, right? They're your exit liquidity. You can literally use the Federal Reserve as your exit liquidity on this trade. I mean, does it happen this month? Probably not. Does it happen next month? Probably not. Does it happen Q3? Maybe. Probably not. Does it happen Q4? Maybe. But it doesn't matter because it's going to end up happening where the Fed steps in and is your exit liquidity, right? Unless you think that rates are going to go up much higher. If you think rates are going to go up much higher, then it doesn't make sense to buy TLT. But we've all seen the effects that rates going up have on the economy. And so I don't think rates go up any higher. In fact, I think we all agree rates are about to come down pretty dramatically. That's what we're all banking on for our altcoins and for our crypto bags to start rallying even more aggressively, is rates going down. And so, yes, you could profit if rates come down and everything keeps going up, but you could also just profit directly from rates coming down by buying TLT. And right now it's at it's at all-time lows right now. Look at this on the weekly time frame. It's virtually at all-time lows for TLT, which means, does it break below this point and go even lower? I don't think it does. Or I think the entire economy is shitting the bed. And if the whole economy is shitting the bed, what does the Fed do? Drops rates to zero and then prints money. And so if these break down, the Fed will instantly cut them and cause it to spike up. And if it doesn't break down, the Fed will slowly cause it to spike up. Either way, this is going up. In my eyes. Only 7 likes. Damn it, guys. Hit the like button. We go live Monday through Friday, 12 p.m. Eastern Standard, to talk about decentralized science and the broader markets today. Thank you, Vibra Finance. Appreciate the keep crushing it, bruh. We will do our best here. We will do our best. So the thesis on this one's very clear, very easy. And yesterday, feeling like sort of a capitulation day for the bond market, where everyone kind of started panicking and freaking out about bonds, felt like a good time to buy some more. Bitcoin sitting, I want it to go down $40, so it'll be at 111,111, but the odds of us catching that are pretty slim. Come on, baby. Go down just a little. It's the return of King Patrick. Let's go. So buy in May this time. You should have been buying last month. It's already, like, I'm not saying it's too late to buy, but the move is already happening. You buy before the move happens, not during the move. But yeah, I was saying a couple months ago, I don't think it's going to be sell in May and go and walk away, or sell in May and go away this year, just because there's too many things that are happening in the market that are very different from what happens in normal years, right? Generally speaking, the saying sell in May and go away because everyone goes on summer break and everyone stops paying attention to the market. But around the time that May was starting, there was fears that we were about to walk into one of the biggest recessions that we've had since '08, the biggest recession that we've had in a very long time. And so I didn't think it would make sense for people to be selling in May, or at least walking away in May. And it turns out that that seems to be pretty accurate. It doesn't seem like anyone is leaving the terminal this month. I mean, the month is almost over. We got 8-9 days left in the month. Solana was live today talking about developments. Hell yeah. I mean, yeah, look at Solana. Solana looks like it's gearing up to break above the moving average. As soon as we're above all these lines, as soon as we're above the moving averages and everything, it's game on. It's altcoin season again, baby, in my opinion. As soon as we get above kind of this area of contention, oh, that's Ethereum, sorry. As soon as Ethereum gets above this area of contention, above 2,900, above 3,000, I think people will be way more keen to get into altcoins. The same thing for Solana above 200. As soon as Solana gets back above $200, I think we're going to have a lot more excitement in the altcoin market. Good morning. Why is chat on ghost mode? I don't see a ghost mode chat. Oh, I forgot to connect it. My bad. There we go. All right, it's connected. I forgot to connect it above my head, so we didn't have a good chat screen above there, but now it's back. Thank you for the reminder, C90. Did that cost too many API tokens? No, it does not cost any API tokens. We have 29 concurrent. Thank you all for being here. We go live Monday through Friday to talk about decentralized science, the broader crypto markets. Bio protocol right now is skyrocketing, up 24% on the day. This is one of the leaders in the DeSci altcoin movement. If you don't know, they're at the Solana conference right now in New York City, pushing DeSci, pushing the bio ecosystem. Binance Labs, Binance, the investment firm behind Binance, has said that bio is like the Y Combinator for decentralized science, for biotech and the new era of biotech. And CZ is a big proponent / big investor in bio. So they are leading the movement as one of the DeSci blue chips, and they finished that fall. Now they're coming back up. My thesis is that bio will move, and then all the bio ecosystem plays will move, just like Hempy, just like all the other super low market cap coins that are tied to bio protocol. So bio moving is a good sign that the thesis is already starting to play out. Bio is the Bitcoin of DeSci. Let's go. And bio is the Bitcoin of DeSci, and Research Coin is the Binance, is the BNB of Bitcoin, or of DeSci, right? I feel like that's a strong argument to be made. Bio is the Bitcoin of it, and Research Hub is the BNB of it. I don't like that chart. It doesn't make it look as good. Yes, see? This one is so much smoother. Way less downward movement compared to bio. Sitting at 60 cents right now, starting to round out a little bit, so probably doing one of these things where it chops for a minute and then starts its next leg. But it's looking mighty fine. Brian Armstrong's project is looking gorgeous. I back that argument. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Patrick is the last brokerage for real. Shit. Lord of the Rings, Return of the Patrick. Why is everyone saying that today? We went live yesterday too. Can we get a boost in the likes though? Why are there 24 people but only 14 likes? You guys not enjoy the live streams? Let's get it moving. Let's get the volume up. Let's pump the volume on the live stream. Let's scroll through for the latter half of the live stream. Let's go ahead and scroll through the DeSci Shillers chat on X. So this is how I keep up to date. This is how Bill keeps up to date on what's happening in decentralized science, is using the DeSci Shillers channel, whatever you want to call it. 15 years ago, 10,000 Bitcoin bought 2 pizzas. Today, that is over $1.1 billion. Imagine what will happen in the next 15 years. Remember to hodl strong. This is just the beginning. Yes, so everyone needs to have pizza today. If you had to pick one IP token, would it be Hempy? Here's the thing, Landon. Here's the thing. The answer is yes. However, I would never just pick one. So it is not a question that needs an answer. The answer is yes. If I had to only pick one, it would be Hempy. I like it the best, but I would never only pick one, you know? Axon's live in a space with Microbiome DAO. Let's go. We got Brian Johnson talking about stuff and living forever again. We have Andrew Huberman talking about stuff. We have Paul talking at the Solana conference. So he is the CEO and co-founder of Bio and Molecule. Remember, they are tied together in as sister companies. Mamma mia, that's a pricey pie. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. What the hell is this? $100 million incentive program purchase announcement. The BNB Chain Foundation wallet has made new asset purchases. Here are the details. $25,000 purchase of GM tokens. What? And $25,000 purchase of Lista. What is this? How to qualify. Projects must meet a on-chain data and security requirements, trading driven assets, market cap over $1 million, so they're buying micro caps. Average daily traders over 300, average daily volume over 200,000. So how are you gonna have a market cap near $1 million with $200,000 of trading volume? That's crazy. TVL driven assets. So Binance is buying micro caps? That's crazy. That is crazy. Somebody's making a shit ton of money off of this. You just know that there's an insider at Binance who's getting into these coins before the Binance announcement goes out, and then the coin is just going absolutely bonkers. You know that's happening. It's only up 10% today. Market cap of 9 million. What? What is going on? You telling me Binance just bought $25,000 worth of this token and it's barely up 10% on the day? Oh well. Weird, weird market. Let's keep going. We got DeSci World. The DeSci World Fellowship is still going on. We have 3 hours till we're live, but that was 2 hours ago, so they're live as soon as this live stream is over. The deadliest drug in US history and the science that could stop it. Talking about Fent. Am I hearing a phone call? Oh, it was Amanda. Okay. Oh. Secret to your best life. Everything depends on microbes. Mood, brain, function, everything. Okay. Yeah, that's basically all I got though. You guys want to talk about the weakening of the electromagnetic field that protects the Earth from the radiation of the sun and the giant hole that's emerged within the sun? Hole in sun. Okay. Alright. Never mind. I think I have to end the live stream. That was... Alright, so your time is your most valuable asset. Hopefully this is worth investing it into. I'll see you guys tomorrow on Bill's live stream. Peace out.